The haunted estate. Jessie approached the towering estate, her gaze fixed on the grand structure looming with whispers of mystery and rumored hauntings in every shadowed corner. The estate had a long history, tangled in legends, mysterious accidents, and a curse that drew both curiosity and fear from those in the nearby town. As a real estate agent, Jessie wasn't easily spooked, but there was something about the estate that sent a chill down her spine, intriguing her all the more. Her mission was simple: sell the estate, reassure skeptics, and hopefully ease the fears of anyone worried about ghostly inhabitants. Jessie's first tour was with Eli, a historian from the city who scoffed at the estate's haunted reputation, claiming it was a ploy to attract buyers. Eli was sharp, always analyzing the architecture, pointing out its design flaws, and dismissing every creak as the house settling with age. A place doesn't have to be haunted to be fascinating, he insisted, his tone brimming with skepticism as they moved through dimly lit hallways. Jessie listened, though her gaze occasionally flickered to the shadows, wondering if there was something more lurking, something unseen. A few days later, she met Luna, a local with dark, curious eyes, who believed fervently in the estate's stories and claimed she'd felt presences within. Luna walked through the house as though greeting old friends, her voice soft and respectful, acknowledging the invisible energies around them. "You can feel it, can't you?" Luna asked Jessie with a knowing smile, her conviction stirring something strange and exciting in Jessie's heart. Intrigued by both perspectives, Jessie found herself caught between Eli's logic and Luna's mysticism, each offering a different view of the estate. Despite Eli's doubt, Jessie invited him back, hoping his historical insights would help her understand the estate's past and maybe its rumored ghosts. Eli recounted tales of the original owners, wealthy merchants rumored to be involved in clandestine affairs and peculiar disappearances. "These so-called hauntings are just folklore," he said, dismissively waving his hand as they paused in the creaky parlor. Yet, Jessie noticed how he would glance over his shoulder whenever the temperature seemed to drop, a brief flicker of unease in his eyes. The next day, Luna returned with stories she'd heard from townsfolk, tales of unexplainable whispers and visions in the windows at dusk. She seemed almost enchanted by the estate's eerie atmosphere, moving through it with reverence, as though she'd been part of its story forever. Jessie found herself drawn to Luna's openness to the supernatural, a stark contrast to Eli's firm disbelief in anything beyond reason. Together, Luna and Jessie explored deeper into the estate, discovering forgotten rooms that seemed to hold remnants of lives long past. In one room, they found an old, tarnished mirror that Luna claimed held memories, a portal where visions of past inhabitants could sometimes appear. "Just look," Luna whispered, her hand gently guiding Jessie's to the mirror, her touch lingering as their eyes met in the reflection. Jessie felt her pulse quicken, caught between Luna's calm conviction and the allure of her mysterious connection to the house. Despite herself, Jessie returned to Eli, eager to hear his rational take on what Luna had described and feeling strangely torn between them. Eli laughed softly, calling it theatrics, yet he agreed to inspect the mirror, rolling his eyes but giving in to Jessie's request. As he leaned over the mirror, his skepticism faltered momentarily, and Jessie noticed a fleeting doubt flash across his expression. "Maybe. It's just shadows," he muttered, though his voice wavered, and Jessie could tell he was more intrigued than he let on. Each visit to the estate felt like stepping into another world, one where Jessie was caught between Luna's belief and Eli's doubt. The estate seemed to hold its breath, as if waiting for them to unlock its secrets, drawing all three of them into its haunting depths. With each passing day, Jessie's feelings grew more complex, tangled with Luna's warmth and Eli's steady, logical presence. Luna invited Jessie to a local gathering, where townsfolk shared tales of the estate, stories passed down through generations. Sitting beside Luna, surrounded by flickering candlelight and whispered legends, Jessie felt an odd sense of belonging. Eli, however, called these gatherings a web of rumors, dismissing them as superstitions feeding into the estate's infamous reputation. But Jessie couldn't ignore the way her heart seemed to race when she was with Luna, the thrill of the unknown filling her with wonder. Late one evening, Jessie found herself in the estate's library, searching for clues when she heard faint footsteps echo behind her. She turned, half expecting to find Eli or Luna, but instead saw no one, just shadows dancing along the walls as if watching her. Her breath caught, heart pounding, as she realized the estate might indeed hold something beyond explanation, something alive. When she shared this with Luna, the locals' eyes shone with a mix of excitement and understanding, their hands brushing in silent agreement. Eli, ever the skeptic, chided her gently, though she noticed a flicker of concern in his eyes when he saw her growing belief. Torn between Eli's certainty and Luna's passionate conviction, Jessie found herself questioning her own perceptions and fears. Late one night, while wandering the dark halls with Luna, they both felt a cold breeze sweep through, as if an unseen figure passed by. Jessie's heart raced, her hand instinctively reaching for Luna's, finding comfort in the warmth that steadied her amidst the unknown. Luna smiled softly, a look of understanding in her eyes that seemed to say, "You're starting to see it too, aren't you?" Feeling torn, Jessie sought Eli again, hoping he might anchor her, but his logical explanations only added to her confusion. Each encounter left Jessie more entangled in a web of mystery, emotions, and secrets hidden within the estate's very walls. She grew close to both Eli and Luna, each pulling her in a different direction, one toward reason and the other toward the unknown. On a rainy evening, while exploring the basement with Luna, they stumbled upon a hidden room, its walls covered in strange carvings. "This is where it all began," Luna whispered, her voice trembling, and Jessie felt an overwhelming sense of awe and connection. When she showed the carvings to Eli, he insisted they were mere decorative flourishes, refusing to believe in any sinister history. Yet Jessie noticed how his hands shook slightly, betraying a hint of unease that even he couldn't fully explain. Days passed, and the estate's secrets began to reveal themselves, drawing Jessie closer to Luna, whose beliefs seemed to resonate with her own. Jessie could no longer ignore the bond she felt with Luna, the thrill of embracing something bigger than herself within the estate's mystery. Eli, though respectful of her choice, admitted he'd never fully understand her fascination with the supernatural, though he wished her well. Jessie and Luna shared a final walk through the estate, each room feeling alive with history, memories, and a future they would shape together. Together, they decided to preserve the estate's legacy, to embrace both the past and the present, creating a haven for stories yet to come. The estate seemed to hum with approval, as if it, too, was ready to reveal itself fully to those willing to understand its mysteries. Jessie felt a deep sense of peace, knowing she had chosen a path that honored both her heart and the legacy of the haunted estate. The whispers grew softer, the shadows less ominous, as the estate welcomed her and Luna, two souls drawn together by mystery and love. They left the estate that night, hand in hand, feeling both the weight of its history and the lightness of a future shared together.